Today, we visit one of the largest botanical gardens in the world and speak with their gardeners about garden design and their amazing plant collection. You won't want to miss it, so stay tuned as we garden smart in Europe.
These moments of beauty and relaxation are brought to you by proven winners flowering shrubs. Our goal is to leave you free to just enjoy your garden. Proven winners flowering shrubs can be found at local garden centers across the country.
Centurion family of products help us get ready to garden.
Dram has been providing gardeners with professional equipment for over 80 years. Dram products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. Dram for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
The Jaguar F-Pace.
Belgium's second largest city and biggest port is Antwerp. This charming city is the country's capital of cool. It's long been a powerful magnet for everyone from fashion moguls to art lovers and diamond dealers. In the mid-16th century, it was one of Europe's most important cities and home to Baroque superstar painter Peter Paul Rubens. Antwerp retains an intriguing medieval heart with plenty of cafe-filled cobbled lanes, a riverside fortress, and a truly impressive cathedral. The Botanic Garden Meise is located on the grounds of Bouchat Castle in the town of Meise in the province of Flemish Brabant. It is one of the largest botanical gardens in the world with an extensive collection of living plants in addition to an herbarium of over 3 million specimens. Today we explore 3 of their impressive gardens, meet the gardeners charged with their care, and discover some unique and fascinating plants. Manja van Hooy is the executive in charge of communication and promotion, and we'll speak with her today and learn the history of the gardens. Madame, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to visit the Meise Botanical Gardens.
I'm really happy you're here. It's a beautiful day, and I will talk a bit about history, because we weren't always here. This castle was here before we were here, because one of the parts is really the tower, the square towers from the 12th century.
Wow. And
the rest is built years and years and years later. But the garden only was here just before World War II. And before we were in Brussels, and even in Brussels, we were moving around a bit. Then we became too big and we moved to another place. We became too big, we moved to another place. Then at the end, we had a king who really wanted to expand in Brussels and have big roads. And then luckily the government decided to buy this beautiful domain from the royal family, because in the castle used to live a princess, the sister of the king used to live here. And she died in 1927. And this domain was bought in 1939. And then we had World War II, and then piece after piece, the collection was moved from Brussels to here. We start to build the greenhouse, one of our really nice, really big greenhouse. We start to build the building where the library is, where our collection, herbarium collection is, and slowly we start to have these collections here in the garden, because it used to be a royal domain.
So this is one of the most expansive gardens in the world, right? It's one of the largest botanical gardens.
I think it's one of 92 hectares with a greenhouse in it of 1 hectare. So it's really enormous. If you can really spend a day here, wander around, going to the greenhouse half a day, wander around in the afternoon, and then you even haven't seen everything.
Wow. So what would you say the highlights are?
Well, one of the highlights is our beautiful castle. You can even go to the roof there. We're doing expositions in it. It's used for companies to present something. You can have a marriage here, so it's really one of the center of our garden. But we also have the greenhouse. We have the little, a really little cute greenhouse built by the architect who's building the greenhouse in Royal Greenhouse in Laken. But also our big magnolia collection. We have a really beautiful rhododendron wood. We have a lot of oaks. So our botanical collections are also, because they are already so long that we build them up, that there are really some nice old species and sorts that you can't find in a new botanic garden. So it's because we're such an old garden, you really have these old trees here. There's also one of our, the combination of the park and the collections and the historic castle makes it wonderful.
Yeah, and so this is a public garden, and it's funded through tax dollars, and which is a huge advantage for
Yes.
specifically this garden, because the research component of what you're able to do and the contributions that Meise Botanical Gardens has made has been enormous.
We not only have the public part, we also have in the building the scientific part. We have our library, one of the biggest European library, botanical library books. So public can go there, not really wander through the books, but ask for a book, and we really have old ancient books. So that also we have our herbarium with more than 4 million species, and they are all digitalized, so people can all around the world can go to the website and look up and really look close, because the photos are really sharp. And then we have our scientifics who are really doing a wonderful job, and they all have their specialty, mostly Belgium flora, but also African flora, because our history with our King Leopold, and so it's one of our historical connections. But they are doing a wonderful job with like mushrooms. They're doing some projects in Africa where they start to inventarize all the mushrooms you can eat, so people instead of tearing down the tropical forest have maybe money from doing the mushrooms and try to sell them and so have the money, and they don't need to tear down. So we have lots of aspects that public won't see, and that makes this really a really big botanical garden.
Absolutely, it's a diverse and wonderful place.
Yeah.
I can't wait to catch up with your gardeners.
Okay, so I would say let's start.
All right. Stan is one of the many gardeners that takes care of this amazing greenhouse structure. Stan, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, you're welcome.
Tell us about this greenhouse. This is one of the most impressive glass structures I've ever seen in my life. It's also enormous.
It's built in 1950, and it's about an hectare and a half. And yes, it's built by steel and wood. That's especially the wood sides is glass and wood.
So how many different environments do you have here?
I think about 15. So we have a lot of different greenhouses. They are combined one big 8.
Wow, so in that way you're able to show off all these different types of plants, and I walked through here earlier and saw, you know, pretty much these wonderful collections that are from all over the world.
It's all over the world, and you can visit the world in one day.
Right. Tell me about some of the collections.
First. The collection, we have a collection we have cacti, we have the spring glass house. It's with flowers from who you have in spring, but you can visit it also in winter. We have spring in winter. We have the evolution cast. It's a greenhouse. It's very important to see where is the evolution of the plants, from where we come and where we stay. And then we have the edible plants, the mabundo, where we stay now. We also have the Mediterranean greenhouse, and the biggest part, we have the rainforest in the front of that's the last we renovate for the moment.
Wow. So every gardener has their own specialization.
Yes.
And I want you to talk about yours because I think it's so fascinating.
My specialization for the moment is the RSA, and the most important plant of the RSA for me is the Amorphophallus. So I have a lot of Amorphophallus to keep.
Wow, that's such a fascinating plant. You've got some wonderful examples of it over here, and I understand you recently had 2 of them that flowered.
Yes, last year we have 2 of them in flower, and we have to make a pollination, so we have the first babies now.
Wow.
So, and we have also the second. We have the seeds also from the second pollination also.
Yeah, it's such a rare event, and it's a very special plant because it's protected. And so the fact that you're able to have seed set and then make all these babies is actually very important for many other greenhouses.
It's very important because the plant in nature is from Sumatra, but there is in danger. It's an endangered species because the olive palm, it's
right.
They cut the forest and the plant can survive there. So we keep them in the greenhouse and we make a lot of babies to send to all the botanical gardens in the world.
Yeah, one thing I think is fascinating about this plant, not only is the bloom fantastic.
It's the biggest flower you have.
In all the world?
In all the world, it's the biggest flower.
Really? Wow.
Yes, the flower. It's about 2.5 meters.
Wow.
So it's not bad, huh?
Yeah, and the plant itself is very unusual. It's a very primitive plant. It basically...
Yes, it's a big tuber. And we produce every year 1 leaf, and the leaf starts small, but after a few years you have a leaf about 6 meters high and 3 meters diameter. So it's quite big.
Wow.
And the flower, after 12 years, 9 till 12 years, you have a flower, and then the flower stays about 2.5 meters. And every year you have then 1 year a flower, the year after you have the leaf.
Wow.
Because you have to grow a bill.
Well, it's a fascinating world that you live in, and I think you picked the best specialization of all in the greenhouse.
Thank you.
Amorphophallus is great. Thank you so much, Stan. We're here now with Jeroen, who's the gardener in charge of the herbarium. Jeroen, thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah, welcome.
Let's talk to me about this garden. A herbarium is, I think, such an interesting place, especially for a horticulturalist, because it's a collection of a very, very wide range of plants. What role does this garden serve in the broader garden here?
This is a systematic garden where the plants are divided in different families, and important is that the plants on this side, the oldest in the evolution, and when you go further in the garden, they are younger in the evolution. Okay, so the layout of the garden is going to be split up by very specific taxa. So there'd be one genus in a row, and then, as you said, it moves in an evolutionary fashion from the oldest plants to the newest plants. So it's a wonderful way of getting a look into the way that plants have changed over time. Tell me about some of the plants that you find particularly interesting. First is the Aloysia citrodora. It's a very interesting because the smell of this flavor. It smells like a lemon, and they gave very small white lilac flowers from June until August. And very important of this plant is that you can use the leaves of the plant for make tea.
Yeah, what are some of the other ones that you find throughout the course of the year that you're excited about?
Other plants that you're interested in, it's Cinnaras cardunculus is a very important plant in this garden. It's from the Asteraceae family, and you can use the stems of the plant to eat them.
Oh wow!
They have a similar taste like artichoke, and but there's a little bit bitter the taste. And there's a trick to make them sweeter. The stems of the cardunculus is then in early spring you put a terracotta pot over the plant.
Okay.
And it's a little bit dark under the terracotta pot, and then you give bleach stems, and they taste sweeter than.
Oh wow! So it's like white asparagus.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Well, one thing that's really important for the visitors of this garden, and any garden that has an herbarium like this, is that they're able to see throughout the course of the year what's in bloom. And this is a year-round garden, so you're changing plants out throughout every single season. And so you can get a sense of, in this region, when are different plants blooming. And also, I think it's very interesting to be able to see inside of a given genus, what are the difference from species to species. And it's a great way of actually learning, all different plants and of course seeing what's going on throughout the course of the year in the garden. In the center of the herbarium, you have this beautiful glass greenhouse that's a really unusual structure. I'd like for you to tell us a little bit about it.
This is the Ballatkas, it's the greenhouse. And it's built by Henri Ballat, and he was the student of Victor Horta, and he took this as an exercise to build the royal greenhouse in Laken. And this greenhouse is moved 2-3 times before he came here in Meise. First was it in Brussels, in Eckel, in the zoo and then he moved to here.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's a great story, and it's a really, really impressive structure. I'm here now with Terry, who's the gardener responsible for the rhododendron garden. Terry, thank you so much for joining us. This is a beautiful woodland garden. Of course, there are many other plants and trees in here that are not rhododendrons, but the focus of this space is showing off all the different varieties of rhododendrons, right?
Yes. It's the moment to come here because it's one flower now, many colors, and it's a very beautiful place, a great collection.
Indeed. So how large is the rhododendron garden?
Well, it makes, I think, an hectare. It's large, and we got two pieces. We got one part who have the cultivated rhododendrons, and then the other part, the other side, they are the botanical, the wild species, and it makes a beautiful garden, a big garden, a great garden.
Indeed. So what are the differences between the different categories of rhododendrons? So you say you've got the native types and more of the cultivars, and inside of that there are a number of different subcategories. But what are the differences between the different types of rhododendrons?
So you got the botanical species. You find them in America, North America, China, and Japan, and then cultivators gonna fertilize.
Right, they make hybrids out of them.
Make hybrids,
right.
And so you got cultivated plants. And so you got beautiful flowers, or flowers who got another color. Of you make the human makes plants.
And so what we see with the botanical types or the native rhododendrons is where we see a lot of these really intense, like yellows, oranges, reds, especially over there. Many of those are deciduous, and they're not because they're not bred. They may be more wild-looking plants. When we look at the cultivated ones, like the one that we're standing here in front of, these are the ones that are bred for specific shapes and forms, and for intense, heavy flowering. And
yes, we play with colors, we play with forms, we play with the nature of it.
Right.
And the other, it's all large trees. So some are very big trees, little trees, but they got bigger flowers. They are back to the nature.
Right. Well, it's a beautiful place, and I've really enjoyed you showing it off. Thanks so much, Terry. We're in a part of the garden that's called the Flower Theater,
Yes.
And it looks like it was laid out to be more or less like an amphitheater that instead of being filled with people's filled with flowers.
It's really like that. We designed it like this because we wanted to have a garden where we could show off with our peonies. You see behind me peonies in flower, and peonies, they don't like wet roots, and the ground here is quite wet. So we have to think of a way to build a flower bed, so we put them higher. And as you see, they're doing it wonderful here. I think we planted here some years ago, and you see now it's become really a mature garden, and we're really happy with it.
It's a great display garden, and of course it reminds me of some of the very formal type gardens that we would see, say in France or Italy. It's laid out almost as a giant circumference with these wonderful, kind of bending beds, and it invites the visitor to, you know, kind of meander throughout, and you have to take your time.
You really have to take your time, discover quite every season it's another view. And now you have the peonies. Before that we have the camellias. Before that we have the lovely spring bulbs here. And so every time of the year you come here, and when I come here and I go around with the gardener who is working here, he always says like, "Oh, Manon, come, you should look, because now this is flowering and now this is flowering." So if I come stressed from my computer work and I come here,
it's wonderful, the fragrance, all the color, and not unlike the herbarium, this is a very diverse garden that has year-round interest also.
Really, and even in the peonies you have a structure, because we have our botanical sorts, and then where we are here, this part, there are more the cultivar, and you have the really old cultivars from the 19th century, and then if you go to that part of the garden, you have the more new, like 1950, 1960, and we are still trying to find more newer cultivars to really have a nice story to tell the public if they wander around here.
Right, we picked the perfect time of year to see all these amazing peonies. It's a great collection.
Yeah, it's really great. I know some people like peonies find too much, but I was by the time I was so lucky I could go to the garden center to pick. And if you see all those different sorts with all their names, I fell in love immediately. And here we have a really nice one, the Many Happy Returns. So for the public,
yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. What a happy place.
Yeah,
great. Thank you, Manon.
You're welcome.
Each week we travel the country north to south, east to west, visiting some of the most exciting gardens, as well as talking to industry horticulturalists about design principles, new plants, and also how you can be most successful with your home gardens. We also love answering your gardening questions, so visit us on the web at GardenSmart.com.
These moments of beauty and relaxation are brought to you by Proven Winners Flowering Shrubs. Our goal is to leave you free to just enjoy your garden. Proven Winners Flowering Shrubs can be found at local garden centers across the country.
Centurion family of products help us get ready to garden.
Dram has been providing gardeners with professional equipment for over 80 years. Dram products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. Dram for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
The Jaguar F-Pace.
Today we strolled the grounds of a beautiful historic botanic gardens and learned a lot about some very rare and unusual plants. If you have questions about anything you've seen today, visit us on the web at GardenSmart.com. And remember, even if you're a master gardener, there's always more to learn. So join us next week for more great gardening tips and ideas as we garden smart.
Thank you.